Yeah, I think yes.
No.
Welcome to our second episode of our podcast, which is called Talks with Celebrities. And finally, we have our first guest, and she is from Mexico. She is Jaz, and Jaz is working on MSC in shop department. So we will get to know the crew life from the perspective what it's like to work in the shop department, as well as some insights of the crew life on board, which passengers obviously don't see. So hi Jaz, welcome to our podcast, and tell us about your life on board. What is like in the shop department, and overall your work on board.
Okay, so like we were saying, it's like a little bit of everything. Is not only work, but different things that are happening, and you have to manage your time to be on time on everything. For example, if you ask me about my department, it's kind of controversial thing. People think that we only work when we are on board, like when the shops open, right? But behind this, we do a lot of things, like the basic things like cleaning, refilling shops. We receive merchandise once in a while, or sometimes it's like every cruise. So there's a lot of things happening. Sometimes you have to fix lockers. We have inspections, different things, no inventories. So it's not only what you see when you come into the shop, but we're working maybe 5 hours, and we have like very long days sometimes. But it's very active, you know. You learn a lot of things, especially like how to be with the people around you, with the people you work, and also with the guests, you know, different nationalities. You learn how to talk with them, how to sell to them. And yeah, it's very interesting actually when you don't know about like about the topic nothing, and when you are actually doing it, it's very interesting.
So how is
and also
the challenge with your colleagues? Like, how is it to work with them and everything between? Like, how do you manage the difficult cultures and the places from the people around you?
Exactly, like what do you mean? I didn't understand that part.
Like,
how do you cope with other crew, like the crew members in your team, in the shop department, also maybe with other departments? I just think what Anna
yeah.
Normally, well, like I said, it's always you have to be moving a lot, you know, because you have to go to eat, so you see everyone over there, you know, like when we have this drill, like the passengers drill, like we have the crew drill as well. Like this is something mandatory. So there are a lot of departments around you, so you interact with them, and normally, I think it would depend on your personality as well, but you learn how is everyone. Now, you have an idea if you don't see them every day, but normally you make friends. Like people in the ship, I will always say is more open, because you know you will find different cultures and everyone is different. So at the end, you kind of get attached, you know, little by little. You see the people normally from your department like 24/7. So it's like a family. Even if you have differences sometimes, you also get used to, you get attached, like I said. So after a while, it's like a family, like a big family. Yeah, the same. Maybe with the guests is different because you see, if you have a cruise, like 3 days cruise or a 5 days cruise, 7 days cruise, you always changing, it's not the same people, but a lot of friendly people as well. Um, it's like in any other place, right? You will find people like it's easier to talk to, and some people that actually just want to see what is happening, but they don't want you to talk to them. So you see a little bit of everything. So very
You
interesting.
you mentioned that you have 7 days cruise, so I just wanna also, for people who are not familiar with the company, our viewers, tell us about your day. What's the difference between your day and day, for example, in the city, how the shop department lives? We'll say it like this, like you, how do your day, personally your day, and during the sea day, because sea day is basically when everyone is on board, and I think that, and since the shops are working like 20, like I said, duty free, so they're working the whole day. So how it's like to be in this schedule? How do you fit in two different schedules?
Yeah, well, if it's the port, it would depends what time the ship is sailing. So let's say the ship is sailing at 4. You have to be on time, like 10, 15 minutes before opening. It will depend on the manager. It can be before, and maybe you worked, maybe you didn't work. This is gonna depend. Like I don't know if it's necessary to come to clean because we had an inspection. Every day can be different. Or maybe we didn't need to go to work, in the morning. So you're gonna wake up anytime you want, but you have to eat. Like if you don't take breakfast, it's okay, but you have to eat something because dinner you will get after 6 p.m. So you have to eat something. Unless you have something in your cabin, like normally I do that, the food is not amazing sometimes, so I'm kind of preparing my cabin something.
Let's hope
Yeah.
the cookers didn't. Let's hope cookers are not watching the podcast.
Normally people have like noodles or tuna, I don't know, biscuits, something, I just said you have to eat something.
Yeah, imagine someone is actually from the cookers gonna watch the podcast and say, "What the hell?"
Yeah, but this happens a lot, so it's not as
Does the
something
cookers
new,
know?
Yeah, and yeah, you just go to work. You have 40 minutes, 45 minutes normally to have a dinner between the time you're working. This is on port days, and on a sea day is different because you have to wake up earlier. Now you start 9:30, 10 a.m. You have to be also for the meeting like 10 minutes before. And if there is nothing else to talk about, like no bananas, no
Wait,
training, it's not
what do you
necessary to
mean
come
by
before.
bananas? What do you mean by bananas? For now,
Yeah,
for people who are not
sometimes you make mistakes.
ah,
Sometimes something happen and you need to, sometimes someone needs to pull your ear. So it's okay, it's normal. But if there is nothing special to talk about, you just need to be a little bit before. And normally in sea days, a lot of activities happening, to bring the people to the shops, like, in the daily planner, you will find like happy hour on duty free, or get the sunglasses with the 50% off. Something that is happening
or
normally
in Arab
every day.
season, or for example, if it's Arab season, it's just a city, so a lot of Russians, and they just like the duty free a lot, so they spend the whole day there.
Yeah, the thing is to bring the people around all the shops, and it would depend on what day is a seat day. If it's like the first, let's say we have two during the cruise, if it's the first day, we will have like a grand opening. I don't know, any shop, something in particular that it has like the bigger discount during the cruise, something very special. And from there, we want to bring the people to another shop. So normally, a lot of people come here. They do raffles. It's very active, like more than usual.
But you said like it's really difficult to work there also a little bit because of all the people and when the shop is opening and everything. But what made you decide to work on board? Like,
what made me decide? I didn't decide to work just because on the ships. Actually, I was not planning to. I was just trying to go somewhere else because where I was living, first of all, is very hot. I'm not very friendly with the heat, and I just wanted to find something different. I was in the south of Mexico, and I wanted to go more to the Caribbean. So I was just curious, and I found the application. I got interested. I just applied, and you follow the process. Me, I didn't start at straight with the shops. It's the same department, but it's concessionary. I started with the jewelry, and when I finished the contract, I went straight to the office, and I said I wanted to change. So it's more active, like I said, but it's almost the same, because you are around with the same people in the shops. So yeah, at the end, I like it. I have already 3 contracts that I made. It's challenging. Like normally, I would say this more challenged the last months. When you start to come like this,
yeah.
like thinking. But yeah, it's interesting always because what I said is like if you are in a very interesting itinerary, you trying to find the time to go out, and the people also. Normally, I have made different nationality friends from different places, So it's very interesting for me.
I think you say we talk a lot about your work, but for me personally, as a passenger, I always curious, crew life is something like, totally different. So basically on the one place, it's two different worlds. So you see one side, you come to the shop, you choose what you want, you buy, you go. But what is like behind the scenes of of this, like how do you cope mentally with, like, how do you adapt to others? Maybe you have some teamwork games or something in your free time where you try to build this bond, or like what language do you speak? Like I think maybe I understand that English most likely because it's like the use of the ship, but how do you adapt to each other?
I think it's about time. The first month is gonna be always the most difficult one. Um, but with the time, you get kind of used to with everything, and also with the people. Even though the people is changing, with people finishing the contract, new people coming. So Yeah, and like I said, normally the people it's very friendly. So if you like to meet new people, no matter like from where they are, it's gonna be easier, you know. And like activities out of the mandatory things that you have to do, it will depend on the manager, you know.
Mhm.
You will find someone that maybe don't go at all, let's say to the bar, so you don't see them never, only when you go to work. But some of them likes to, how to say, like celebrate these moments when you hit a target. Um, they kind of make a meeting with everyone, so you
Mm.
feel proud of your team that you made it. So things like this is going to be the moment where you have the chance to interact more with people, because also the shops are in different decks sometimes, so you don't have actually the time to see your colleagues too much. So I think these kind of meetings are maybe out of the work, and sometimes you are tired, but it's so nice because it's the moment where you can talk with your people,
Mm.
you know, and it's good. But it's not something that is happening always. And yeah, when you have a shop buddy, normally is the one you interact more. So I think at the end is the person that you will miss more at the end of your contract. Or your roommate. Normally you have a roommate, and he's from the same department, so he's like your sister or your brother, you know, because you sleep with the same person, you work with the same person. Sometimes the same person who is your roommate is the same that is in the shop with you, so imagine.
Ah, this is nice. Do you see also other ones from like I don't know, from the bar, for example, if there is a bar, I don't know, or from other other departments, something like Doof the Sheep, or I don't know where they're working on.
Sometimes when you come on board, and there's no like one room, you know, with somebody alone, uh, it's like the moment when you can see this, like you come in and you stay with another person, like one person from another department. So, but this will change in a while. Like normally, it's not shouldn't be like this. You know, you have to be with someone from your department, and how you interact with the people from other departments. This it's not too difficult because uh, normally you want. I don't know. Let's say you want to grab a coffee, and sometimes you don't have the time to go to the cool bar. So you ask from the people in the bar. So it's like it's not allowed sometimes. It depends on the ships, but yeah, when you make friends, you pay for the coffee, of course, or sometimes no.
When you have right when you have right friends, you have to come to the ship and make right friends, like officers and managers. Just advice for all the crew members watching us: make right friends, not.
You pay, you pay.
Yeah, good idea. I love it. You
The main thing is paid.
No, actually, good ideology of coming on the ship and do like be friends with the managers and the officers.
You pay, of course,
Uh,
you pay the coffee.
yeah, if you want a coffee or some alcohol after the work, you have to do it. A good ideology.
But normally you go to the crew bar, you know.
Actually, yeah, in the group value, you might meet a lot of powerful people on board. And
Yes.
then you have paradise, and then you have paradise for the rest of the contract. I mean, it's cool, a good idea. Jazz, you mentioned about target that you have to celebrate the target with your team. Since I'm Instagram blogger and as well. I've been to MSC. I followed the page MSC Boutiques, and every time now they don't post it, but before they were posting every week a new sheep, different sheeps, and say, for example, MSC Lyrica or MSC Meraviglia Shop Department reached 5.5%. Can you tell us what is it? How does it work? What basically, how do you eat with this? I don't know.
So, well, let's say you have 3, 4 cruises during the month. So, let's say the first one is 100, the second one is 200, the third one is $300,000 to make. So you can hit the target, but if you do more than that, like in the let's say 4%, okay, it's okay. But normally the picture on this page is the 5.5. So if you do the 5.5 is when you will see this picture.
Yeah, always,
Over
always.
there.
This is what I had. This is the question. Why always 5.5, not 6? I don't know. Like, how do you?
Yeah, this
I
is like the
actually.
main thing, you know. Yeah, it's
And
a
then
big one.
it's like celebration, and you get basically an award from selling in a month. This is how I understand it, right?
If you do the 5.5, you have like a bonus because you reach the target all the month, you know. But it's not something that it happens just because. Sometimes it's like the itinerary. Sometimes it's because the people really is really working. So it will depend on different things. But it doesn't matter if you don't reach the target like the whole month, but you did it once, the 5.5, you will see the picture.
Yeah, we got that. It's very interesting because the way I understand MSC is united, like all the fleets or the departments, all the fleets should be united. But for example, in shops, you see that you compete basically, and I don't understand how it like why every department is like united, and then you come to shop department and they're like compete. Each ship competes with each other, you know.
Say no, it's something healthy, not like a competition like yeah, but because at the end of the day, with your team, the commission is split, so it should be a teamwork always, you know. Like okay, this person didn't want to buy here with me, but I see it's wearing nice jewelry, so I send them to the jewelry or things like this, you know. So, but if you don't mention this, it's like you don't care. So there will be always something that can help, and yeah, should be like this, you know, the cross promoting.
So
Yeah, I know.
yeah. So you said like there's no competition, but is there like do we have any or any story to tell with other colleagues, like any bad story or good story also? Always a story.
Well, there are a lot of stories inside, you know, the shops, like people coming, I don't know. I don't have something in my mind exactly now, but normally people, I will not say what nationality, right? But sometimes people come just to find something, you know, to go outside, like
Yeah.
let's say sunglasses, and they come and they buy, but after going outside, they come back and they say, I didn't like it. So this is something that happens a lot, you know. It's not new. When you start to see it like more than once, is like, okay, I know, like you are like afraid, like when these people is coming to reach the things.
Actually, now I understand that I was on the Fantasia and I was just talking among some of people working there, and they say shop department is the easiest one. But now I understand that, yeah, maybe it's the easiest one, but it's also the most dramatic. Because of
Well,
it.
you could depend, but yeah, you see different things. Or for example, the people we have depending on the ships, like tables, like promoting,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
biggest offers, or the big ships have the islands, so the people who is in this promoting area, they comment a lot, like when they have the last bags, let's say bags, and all the people are coming and they are kind of fighting with each other, to get one bag. Like, no, this is
Oh,
mine. No,
yeah.
Are you
people
talking about the Arab
Yeah.
crying.
season? Are you talking about the Arab season now? Or you know what I
It
mean?
happens, yes, it happens a lot.
Yeah.
It's like I cannot believe it. Or they get mad and they go, or they start to cry, like this.
It's
Yeah,
crazy. It's crazy. See how much story,
yeah,
just one small, like one department, but how much of the life we get just for talk, just out of one talk. And wow, I think it's like
yeah,
it's the biggest challenge because of mental, like you said. The last months are hard because everything is the same and you are tired from the routine, but as well as it's interesting to know, like to get to know different nationalities, to
yeah,
just to work and see, not just to work, but also travel the world. And
yeah.
anyway, also I think it's last our question. Yes, Anna, or you have any other
I
question
still
for?
have one question more. Like,
Okay, ask it.
personally, you are from Mexico, right?
Yes.
So, how do you manage it that you and your family come back to see each other after a month at the both or the ship?
I think the sound it's not very good. Can you repeat it again, please? I
How
didn't
do you
get
manage it? Your personal, like, to see back your family at after being at the ship.
well, in my case, it's kind of different, because normally the people live with the families, so every time that they finish the contract, they go with them, So me, before coming to the ships, I was already living alone in another city. So if I was visiting my family, it was like, I don't know, once in a month or something like this, Now, I'm not in Mexico, so I knew that it was going to be like that before finishing the contract. So I talk to them like by phone, text,
Yeah,
calls. Yeah, it's the only way now. The internet has good things as well.
yeah,
And before finishing the contract, I requested to leave a few days. So this is possible. It's possible. It will depend on the management. If what day, if they are agree or not, the day that you need. It can be for something personal, or I don't know, because somebody from your family is sick or stuff like that, But it's gonna be everything on you. Like, you have to get your tickets when you come back, like you have to pay everything. So I did this because I had already a long time that I didn't see my family. So I went to visit them a week, and I came back to finish my contract.
oh,
So yeah, but
This,
normally the people are closer to the families, So Yeah, maybe I'm a bad family member.
No, I don't
No,
think so.
you're not.
I hope not.
I wouldn't say you're bad. I mean, you're very nice, and it's really interesting to know. Really, the shop department. Like for me, you know, I come, I buy, I go, but I don't see all this behind the scenes. Even though you know,
Yeah,
like on your
Yeah.
ship, you get to know the crew members, you talk with them, you go out with them. Then but they don't, you know, you still don't. They don't spill so much information, so much interesting
yeah.
stuff. Just, it was
That's
very nice to have you on our podcast, and thank you for telling
thank
us
you.
about the shop department, which is actually extraordinary for me. I don't know. I think I also loved it.
Yeah.
We will be very delighted to have you again on our podcast. So maybe
Of
with
course.
some new stuff, you know, maybe next time tactics somehow for other crew
Yeah, you
members.
never know. Thank
Like
you for reminding me.
for me was so
Thank you
interesting.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very interesting, and I hope to see you in the next episode of our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know. Why not? Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you to everybody to hear this podcast and also follow us on Instagram and YouTube. And yeah, hopefully we're gonna see us again in the next episode. Bye everybody.
Bye.
Stop recording. I need to take a picture here.
Okay, okay.